Rabbi Mordechai Twersky, the Admir of Rachmistrivka, points out very simply, when we don't have to invest anything in fulfilling a mitzvah, we tend to treat it with less cover. So, for example, he literally gave the walls of his sukkah, which were worth a lot of money, and people would have paid a fortune to have the Rebbe's walls. He gave it to somebody who didn't have enough wood to heat water, to make a fire to heat water. Somebody said to him, like, "What, are you crazy?" He said he needed wood. He needed it right away. He gave him the walls of his sukkah, because if you want to do Bikur Cholim, you have to treat it as taking care of a chola. You have to treat it as something that's a priority. And when we're in a situation where, we don't have to visit, and it's just, or we can visit, and it's a phone call, or it's a letter, or it's a text, or it's an email, or even if it's a Zoom, there's no effort involved. And therefore, this is the time when we have to realize we have to figure out creative ways and to treat it as if this is something in which I would invest a tremendous amount of money in order to fulfill the mitzvah. So there was someone who understood, a grandmother, great-grandmother, who was in the hospital all alone, in quarantine. No one could go near her. Even the doctors had to wear this whole get up. And only her husband could stand outside and look at her, and all he saw were tubes. So someone understood this and bought them a tablet. So this woman cannot open her eyes, but they're able to call her and her children and her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren and her brothers and sisters are able to speak to her, to constantly to sit there and read to her from Chumash, to say Tehillim with her, just to talk to her, and so that she can hear something, hoping that it will, go through, penetrate this, heavy sedation. But this person came up with the idea of investing, the money to show how important this mitzvah Bikur Cholim was. So perhaps we can find ways that are not just taking advantage of what is there, but ways of expressing, wow, this is super important to me, and I'm even willing to give up something important or invest to make sure that you understand how cared for you and yours are.